Nimue, beat everybody up and tell them to man their battle stations! I don't care where they are or what they're doing!
Confirmed.
Kid, what's going on? The Gunslinger has Margaret! Who? The gun! He has the magic gun! Harvey, man the weapons station, bring the neutron blasters online, and charge the forward lance! On it, kid! Engineering, report! I'm here, Linkara, and I'm up to date! Engines ready!
The ninja-style dancer reports that he is ready to lead the assault with an armada of cybermats.
Good, tell him to stand by. Now where the hell is the Gunslinger?
Sensor scans are underway. However, it has proven difficult to track the Gunslinger on previous occasions.
Don't you give me that horse crap right now, Nimue! You are the computer of the most advanced warship in the universe! You find him, goddammit! Pollo, Linksano, coordinate with Nimue! I want this son of a bitch found!
Welcome to Atop the Fourth Wall, where bad comics burn. Linkara's gonna teach you all a lesson you won't learn. Brodsky, you're not the smartest. Liefeld, you're not an artist. Anyone who's had a bad comic published, it could be your turn. Linkara, he's a man punch, wears a birdie hat. Linkara, he has a magic gun. Where'd he purchase that? Linkara, coins, robots, Amazons and trucks. Linkara, this comic sucks. Linkara.
Hey, Youngblood. Oh, Youngblood. Hey, Youngblood.
Hello and welcome to Atop the Fourth Wall, where bad comics burn. I think by now you people should know how I feel about Youngblood. In case you don't, it sucks! You can yell until you're blue in the face about how the concept of a proactive superhero team that has merchandising and appears on talk shows and are celebrities and crap is such a wonderful idea, and it's just the execution that fails, but in the end, it doesn't change that Youngblood sucks. You can tell me about the runs from Alan Moore or the revived series from 2011, and that's great if they really are good, but honestly, it just keeps bringing me back to the question of why the hell anyone would want to do anything with this series when there is so much friggin' baggage with it. Look, my rant against the X-Men back in my next 15 screw-ups was half joking. I don't hate the X-Men, and there are plenty of bad stories out there that have nothing to do with them, and there are great runs on the X-Men books. But Youngblood is a team that does not deserve all the hard work of creators. It's a bunch of unmemorable rip-off characters growling and gritting teeth and saying really stupid things and squinting and doing over-exaggerated poses and all that crap. Let Youngblood die already. Just let it die. Rob Liefeld does not deserve the amount of loyalty that he somehow has engendered. What's that? Rob Liefeld is really enthusiastic about the industry and is really an awesome guy if you know him in person and loves comics and everything about the medium? Yeah, well, I'm really enthusiastic about the medium, but no one says that I should be drawing comic books. Rob Liefeld can't write. Rob Liefeld can't draw. Rob Liefeld can't create. And don't go telling me about how he created Deadpool and Cable. One, he didn't create Deadpool. He created some boring-ass mercenary who spoke in yellow-colored speech bubbles. Nobody would give a damn about him if not for the work of everybody else but him. And as for Cable, I admit most of my knowledge of the character comes from the animated series, but even if Cable really is all that awesome and iconic a character, well, congratulations! You have found all of one character that Rob Liefeld created that's actually good. Except a good creator is capable of making more than just one good character. Liefeld, on the other hand, settles on inventing 60,000 characters, and none of them are good. But to cite that Deadpool example again, is he really the one who created him if everything about the character that people like was done by others? You show me a Rob Liefeld character that people like, and I'll show you the other creators who are responsible for you liking them. The point is, companies, stop giving him work. Consumers, stop buying things with his name on it. And my fans, stop telling me about movies that are supposedly being made with his characters. Ooh, a Goddessy movie. I'm sure I'll see that. Never! Because not a single movie that Rob Liefeld's characters have been developed for has actually ever been made. And don't bring up not Deadpool in the Wolverine movie. I should not have to explain that again. Deadpool's not really his character. That wasn't really Deadpool, and he wasn't the main character of the damn movie. I'm sorry. I'm not angry at you all. I really am not. And I'm sorry if I yelled at you, but just, I'm kinda having a bad day. And it's not helping that today we're digging into Youngblood number 5. So you might recall that at the end of the last Youngblood, it solicited that the rest of the story would be featured in Brigade number 4. The letters column explained this in more detail, wherein I read the most confusing thing ever, that Youngblood number 1 to 4 was a mini-series, and that the conclusion to the story would be 10 pages long. A conclusion to a mini-series, which is supposed to be a self-contained story. Well, anyway, the 10 pages thing is actually a lie. It's 14 pages. However, this is hardly a mini-series. Look, the Marvel Transformers comic was originally slated to be just a 4-issue miniseries, but it was expanded to be an ongoing series because of popular demand. But it was still advertised on the top as a limited series. Nowhere on the Youngblood comics are they advertised as a miniseries. In addition, the story isn't concluded in those 4 issues, as I'll talk about in a second. The letters column also said that a Youngblood ongoing series was coming, but if it was always the plan for this to be a miniseries, why bother continue the numbering? It was already proven by this point that number 1 issues were selling better, so why not start fresh with a proper number 1? But anyway, yeah, Youngblood number 5 is actually the flip book of Brigade number 4. It's not the main feature because the letters column in the book is Brigades. Even in Rob Liefeld's other books, Youngblood is a second-rate feature and team. So what does the cover to issue 5 do to entice the readers? It has Badrock's face proclaiming, "Let's rock!" Charming. Hey, what if all my title cards just had my face shoved up against the camera? That would get people to watch my show, wouldn't it? We open where we left off last issue, with Badrock supposedly joining forces with the Darkseid ripoff Darkthorn. Although peeking ahead at the text boxes, apparently even Rob realized how idiotic his name was with the double N, so he reduced it to a single N. Well, isn't that cute? He's learning. Or perhaps the letterer did. Or perhaps it doesn't matter because this comic still blows. Continued resistance is useless, mortals. I have claimed the mind of your comrade, and unless Prophet is surrendered to me, the rest of you shall share his fate. If you have demonstrable mind control abilities, why are you even bothering with the ultimatum? Just use them! Shaft, personal log entry.
A bunch of our ship fell off, and nobody likes me.
20 minutes ago, Die Hard and Bedrock disappeared through an alien teleportation device called the Crash Tunnel. Their mission? Stem the flow of disciples who had attacked Gate International in search of the man called Prophet. In retrospect, sending only 2 guys into an alien teleporter with absolutely no information on what was on the other side was kind of a stupid idea. Mere moments after they entered the tunnel, the disciples stopped coming. But now we're faced with a far greater threat. Clogged drain tunnels. We're gonna bring in some liquid plumber for this. Now we're faced with ourselves. No, you're faced with a single team member under mind control. But why would I expect you to be able to count? After all, given the disparity between the solicited 10 pages and the actual 14, it seems to me your creator is incapable of counting. Get ready, folks. As soon as I give the word, I want things to start happening in a hurry. Oh, why start now? Shaft starts giving orders to individual members of that other team whose name escapes me and I can't be bothered to look them up. Look, I'll just say they're all Youngblood. Why not? They're all pretty interchangeable anyway. Once Wildmane's on top of Bedrock, he does everything he can to stay there. Who knew that Bedrock was so ticklish? But no, he's thrown off just in time for Brahma of the Youngblood away team and interchangeable big stony guy to punch Bedrock with their flexo arms that we see here. You gotta love 90s aesthetic with their costumes. What the hell do those rings on the gray guy do? Absolutely nothing. Couldn't he have just had a glove or a gauntlet or something if they were worried about color balance? Certainly, but then they wouldn't be rings! Or perhaps they're friendship bracelets and this guy just has a lot of BFFs. Oh, and by the way, this panel, the first of 3 splash pages in a row, all lacking proper backgrounds. In fact, looking ahead and glancing throughout the comic, I can see only like 1 or 2 spots that have any actual backgrounds. I feel sick saying this, but I missed the All-Star Batman and Robin comic. Say what you will about how insanely stupid it was, at least Jim Lee knows how to draw fricking walls! It proves a hollow victory as we turn to witness Prophet's defeat at the hands of Darkthorn. When the hell did that happen? Okay, assuming that this comic was actually supposed to be something other than what it is, Darkthorn is supposed to be the big bad and Prophet was a high-ranking supporting character, that this entire thing has been leading up to a slugfest between the two. It's why Prophet attacked Youngblood in the first place, and why the Disciple Borg things were attacking the previous few issues. And their fight happens off-panel? Oh, and by the way, I've complained a lot about Liefeld in this video, if only because all of Youngblood is inexorably tied to him, but today's issue actually only has him listed as the creator and plotter. No, the artist responsible for this mess is Chap Yape. Not that you'd actually be able to distinguish it, considering the two have almost identical art styles. The script for this was written by Eric Stevenson, who had been the editor on the book up until that point. Yes, Youngblood had an editor, believe it or not. The point is, though, this is one of the many reasons why I still am pissed about Liefeld after all these years. Chap was about 19 years old when he drew this stuff. Liefeld and his ilk ruined an entire generation of comic artists. Made more and more people draw like him when they could have been following people who didn't suck. Oh, and speaking of suck, time now to break another rule of storytelling. Show, don't tell. The third splash page occurs, and we have to be narrated what's going on. With Prophet down, Darkthorn opens his crash tunnels once more. Wait, what was Prophet doing that was preventing the crash tunnels from opening? This time, however, it's not giant androids that spring forth, but a legion of winged demons! Parademons, lest ye forget that this whole thing is a ripoff of, homage to Jack Kirby's Fourth World mythos. It takes all our combined might to ward off their attack, and even then it seems like we're barely keeping our heads above water. Well, perhaps if you spread out, attacked Darkthorn, or if the artwork actually conveyed you guys having difficulty instead of just showing us 4 characters all smushed together and doing what all 90s characters did, shooting things. Even so, I'm helpless to do anything but watch as Darkthorn takes down Cougar, Brahma, and what remain of the Berserkers. Well, there's your problem right there. You all attacked him from the same angle. Spread out a bit, you won't be tripping all over yourselves. The Iron Man guy, Sentinel, decides to try his luck. Let's see what you've got! And Darkthorn just smacks him away. What he's got is a can of whoop-ass, apparently. The green energy guy, Photon, sees an opening and attacks, which Shaft narrates to us, but it's about as useful as anything else, so it's really just another waste of our time. So remember that guy from the first issue who killed not Saddam Hussein? You don't? Well, I'm not surprised. Youngblood doesn't exactly have strong staying power. But anyway, that guy, Sci-Fire, apparently got himself a psychic dampening collar that's preventing him from using the full extent of his abilities to make people's heads blow up. After he sees the group getting their asses kicked, he suggests to Riptide and Vogue that he should be cut loose. I think I'd rather free a rabid dog, judging by the way things are going, though. I'm judging more by your facial expression, which makes you look extremely constipated. Darkthorn is facing against Kirby and mildly choking him. You were a fool to defy me, Kirby. So much could have been yours had you not sided against me. But that is in the past. Your moment of retribution is at hand. Hey, you ever have dinner with two friends who knew each other before you, and they have their own stories that they're talking to each other about, and you're just left sitting there not knowing what to say because you don't know what they're talking about, and they never explain it? Yeah, this is nothing like that. I don't know anything about Kirby or Darkthorn, so it's more like being with two strangers. Old fool, there's no escaping destiny. It has been foretold in the prophecy that... You saying that you caused all this mess just to fulfill some kind of prophecy? I gotta tell you, buddy, that's pretty freaking lame. Well, if it's so lame, then why did you put it in the comic? Sci-Fire attacks Darkthorn and telekinetically sends him back. Darkthorn threatens Sci-Fire. Sci-Fire uses pink energy back at him and tells him to just try to kick his ass. And then Darkthorn decides to leave. Seriously! Defeating you now would be too simple a triumph. Defeating you now would totally be easy, and it has nothing to do with me wetting my pants. When compared to the satisfaction I might one day take in bending your already blackened soul to my will, it would be a hollow victory indeed. Until such time, beware!
Wimps!
The members of the Berserkers decide to chase after the retreating Darkthorn, but Kirby stays behind to go help out Prophet, probably in his spin-off book. Youngblood's disease has hit the Berserkers hard. I mean, Kirby's eyes are fine, but this guy has completely whited eyes. Remember to give generously to the Youngblood's Disease Foundation. Only with your help can we stop Youngblood's disease from taking more characters' eyes. And with that, the Berserkers disappear without a trace. The mark of truly great characters. They come into the plot without any explanation, and then subsequently leave without any explanation, having affected nothing in the story. Before the crash tunnel closes all the way, Die Hard comes falling out of it. It's me, all right, Shaft. A little worse for the wear, but at least I made it back in one piece. One Piece is right. Check out Die Hard's arms there. The dude looks like an action figure with absolutely zero articulation for his arms. Just him posing in a way that makes it look like he's getting ready to toss a football to the quarterback. Dude! If he didn't pose like that, how would we know if he was strong or not? You get back up to the ship! Dude! We'll be right back after these messages! What you see is what you get. And what you see is more of the show because we are back! Also, I think the yellow bits on his arms and legs are supposed to signify that his costume or skin or whatever is ripping. He's an android, isn't he? But it took me a while to realize that because, frankly, if you removed all of that white area, how would you be able to tell the difference of it being a robot versus just armor that any other member of the team would wear? And as near as I can tell, we've prevented Darkthorn from achieving his aims here on Earth. Yep, and you did that by... getting your asses kicked by him! Go Team Youngblood! Think about it, he only left because he chickened out against Sci-Fire, whose only incredible feat so far is making one guy's head explode. I would hope some interdimensional dictator, or whatever Darkthorn is, would be a little less susceptible to that. Yeah, whatever they actually were. I'm still not too clear on exactly what happened. Neither am I, and I've read all 5 issues. Bedrock is feeling less mind-controlled as well. I've got a headache that won't quit, and I can't remember anything past running into that crazy tunnel. Wait, why are my pants on backwards? Hey, as far as I'm concerned, the important thing is that this whole debacle is over. You wish. There's like 4 or 5 volumes of Youngblood comics that I still need to go through. Kirby and Prophet decide to head out, though they hitch a ride with Youngblood since they have no transportation of their own. You know, wasn't Prophet in suspended animation since World War II? Don't they want to acclimate him to this new century? And hey, wait, if he's been in suspended animation all this time, why the hell does Darkthorn know about him and want to get his hands on him? Is this like a different dimension timescale thing? Why did it take so long for Darkthorn and the Disciples to track him down?
It just raises too many questions.
And so our comic ends as it began, a close-up shot of Bedrock's face. Who's gonna clean up all this mess? Apparently, every writer after this one. This comic sucks! Look, let me put away my general hate for 90s style artwork and writing trends involving guns and violence for a second. If we were to ignore that, this comic is still absolutely awful from a narrative standpoint. Even if the other 4 issues had been well put together, as a conclusion to this storyline, it's just a mess. A lot of the pages, if they're not splash pages, only have 2 or 3 panels on them, usually with a central panel taking up most of the space. There's not much of a fight, and even if it had been properly set up, there's no real final confrontation with the villain of the piece. Hell, Sci-Fire hasn't been seen since the first issue. I was starting to think he had just been forgotten about by the creative team altogether. If we look at Youngblood again next year, at least it'll be off to a fresh start with a new storyline, because honestly, I can't understand how anyone liked this back in the day.
Information. The Gunslinger has been located. Coordinates are being fed to navigation.
Bring me up! Report! We've only found him because he's dimension jumping, Linkara. It's putting out a lot of energy. Pursuit course! Give it everything you've got!
Confirmed.
Show me the enemy vessel. Linksano, I presume you've ironed out all the bugs of the ship's refit? Things didn't exactly go well the last time I fought against a frickin' house. All taken care of, Linkara! Light 'em up! Good. Hail the enemy vessel. Wait, kid! Are you sure you want to give away that we're following him? I know this ship can go a bit stealthier if it needs to. It can, but I sure as hell don't want to. I want the son of a bitch to know I'm coming. Hail him!
Hailing frequencies open.
Surrender your vessel or you will be fired upon! This is your only warning!
Information. The enemy vessel is increasing speed.
Match speed and lock weapons on target! Lock and load, kid. Just give the word. Fire neutron blasters!
Aft shields of the enemy vessel have been reduced by 12%.
They're firing back! Damage report!
Force wall absorbed 90% of the impact. No appreciable damage.
Harvey, I think the Gunslinger needs to see just what he's up against. Right, kid? Fire and forward lance!
Aft shields of the enemy vessel have been reduced by 50%.
What the hell's happening?
Information. Malfunction in weapons systems.
Linksano, what's going on down there? I don't know! Circuits in the communication system have overloaded! Then why the hell are the weapons being affected? I don't know! I'm getting malfunction reports from several unrelated systems. Whatever is going on, it's not what happened when you were fighting against Turl. Harvey, do we still have weapons? Yeah, but power's dropping like cement.
Information. Enemy vessel is accelerating.
Harvey, give it everything you've got. Punch a hole in their shields. You got your hole, kid, but weapons are down. Nimue, prep the ninja-style dancers assault force and me along with them.
Information. Teleportation systems have been affected by power drain.
Are they offline?
Negative. Teleportation system is functioning, but there is insufficient power at this time to send over more than one person and a smaller being.
Pollo, up for a trip?
I would prefer to do it in a body built for combat, but I don't think we're going to finish my new body in the next 2 minutes.
I'll take that as a yes. Nimue, teleport us over.
Confirmed.
Engineering the bridge! We're beginning to lose engine power down here! The enemy ship is getting out of range! Nimue, do it now! Alright, Pollo. Look for an interface to their computer. See if you can hack in and cut their engines.
I'm on it.
Is a house inside too. Jeez, guess some people really do want the comforts of home along with them.
I've interfaced with a computer and I am downloading information now.
Good, This guy's got quite a collection.
Indeed, several files make specific references to them. He even seems to make video logs of his encounters.
Download them. I want every piece of information we can gather on this guy.
I am reviewing them now.
I'm keeping you.
Linkara?
I wonder if he's been gathering these things from other universes. I mean, they're pretty varied in design here.
Get out of my house.
Pollo, little help?
Oh look, I have found the gravity controls.
Pollo, get this ship turned around!
Doing so, the artificial intelligence is not very sophisticated.
You are a very rude machine.
Maybe, but you're still not very sophisticated. Navigation systems hacked and redirected.
Sierra! Gravitational redirection!
Your mother was a ColecoVision.
And yours was an Amstrad pen pad.
Nimue, get us out of here!
Unable to comply. Power reserves have not completed sufficient recharge.
I said, get out of my house!
And there's gravity control again. And I lost it.
I am not that unsophisticated, Blueberry.
Looking for this?
No!
The hell?
Information. The enemy vessel has returned to our universe. Comicron One pursued, and this unit was able to beam you back to Earth.
Good work, Nimue. Pollo, this guy's gonna be coming back any second now. I need any information you have on him.
I am accessing his log entries now and going through them at advanced speed. He is... Oh dear.
What? What is it?
The Gunslinger. He's...
The watch. Give it back. Now.
Try it, asshole, and it's fried.
No, you can't.
I can't? You invade my home. You attack me and my friends. You almost get us to kill each other. You perform kidnapping. And you want to tell me what I can't do?
You don't understand.
Well, that's what happens when you don't explain yourself.
Wait, Linkara.
No! Son of a bitch, I'll kill you!
Not likely, you bleach blonde.
Linkara, you idiot.
What?
He is not our enemy.
What?
The gunslinger's name is Jairus. He has been traveling to different universes trying to take magic guns, for a reason.
How do you know?
His log entries are full of this information. Observe.
My name is Jairus. I'm beginning this journal so that if I fail, if I die, that someone else is going to be inspired to pick up where I left off. It started about a few years ago. Legislation from government came down and, it was supposed to protect the rights of the artists, but, that was just a sign of the things to come. I was a critic on the internet, and when my work began to get curtailed, more and more laws just kept getting passed to make it worse.
For years now, pirates and criminals have used the internet to get away with wholesale theft of your creations. Now they can be stopped. This multinational initiative will ensure that your rights and your property are protected.
If you express opinions contrary to what the government or its backers thought, then you were taken in the middle of the night and never seen again. And I was one of those.
You have been found guilty by the state, and you will be punished by the state. Protecting the people from your heresy supersedes all! Centurion, take him away!
I was lucky, though. The resistance attacked our prison and freed most of us. And we got to work undermining their regime. We were not big enough to fight against the resources they had under their control. So I decided to find help. Before all this, I was an internet reviewer. I looked at music of all kinds. But I was lucky. I had access to things. Magic, technology. It wasn't enough. It wasn't enough to take on an empire, but it was enough to give me an idea. Other worlds, other universes. I bet you they had people that could help me. To help end all this. I'm going to look for them, but I'm not going alone. My wife is still alive back home. We used the magics that I learned to create this link between us, this talisman, this weapon. It's powered by both of our souls together. As long as both of us are alive, this thing will keep on working. And I'll have something to fight for.
He's a freedom fighter? This doesn't click. If he's a good guy, why didn't he just ask for help?
The reason came later. Observe.
We're going home tomorrow. I mean, this is like the Magnificent Seven, but, there's 9 of us. Everyone's raring to go. Tomorrow we start the fight to take back my home. The others are confident, and they got all their own magic guns too, and man, I'm gonna enjoy the look on their faces when we come at them. They're all dead. They're all dead. Some of them died slowly. Some of them, for hours, they were coughing and wheezing and struggling, and then they just died. Tanner and Yvette, they were gone in seconds.
What the hell happened? Other dimensional travel is not as easy as just walking from one universe to another. Plenty of universes are similar enough that there won't be any adverse effects, but a lot of the time, some people just can't exist in another universe. It's poisonous to them. Different physical laws hit you when you least expect it. Happened to me once or twice in my travels before I figured out a device that let me dimension hop without worry of popping like a balloon.
The logs continue.
The others may be dead, but it ain't over. Some of their magic guns are still workable. Could still be used by others. With Sierra's help, I discovered that when the full power of magic gun is unlocked, it can be used by anybody. After doing more research, I found out the best way to do it is just great emotional stress. If you get someone pissed off, and I mean really pissed off, that gun's up for grabs. I have to decide what to do now. And while I may not have others, at least I can still use their guns to save my world.
The Gunslinger goes on to describe multiple battles he had with other people. He never deliberately killed anyone else after that, but he always managed to steal their guns after they were unlocked.
What does this have to do with the pocket watch?
While some universes will kill you if you step into them, other universes have a tendency to, well, assimilate you into them. And once you're a part of that universe, it's a hell of a lot harder to get back home without dying again. A device like that can act as an anchor, allowing you to exist in another universe temporarily, keeping yourself separated from that universe for short periods of time. If that device is destroyed or damaged, you either die instantly or, well, become so acclimated to the new universe that you've become permanently bonded with it.
Just like with Vice in his suit. Couldn't he just make another one?
Not that easy. The anchor needs to have been built in your own universe initially, and I can assure you that they're not easy to manufacture, so chances are he only had the one. If he's not dead yet, then chances are he's syncing up with our universe as we speak.
And by destroying the watch, I've guaranteed he can never go home again.
Oh, jeez.
I need to contact him, apologize.
Oh, right, yeah. I'm sure he'll really be in the mood to accept that. Well, damn it, I've got to do something. Report!
Information. Neutro has launched.
What?
The Neutro robot has launched and is beginning to march towards Minneapolis.
Who the hell launched it? Who could launch it? We have security protocols to prevent it from being stolen.
We are receiving a transmission.
Put it on.
Peoples of the Earth! Your Lord and Master has returned!
Dr. Insano!
My sincerest apologies, Master, but the acclimation process has concluded. I've been able to spare you the unpleasantness of it, but I'm afraid it is now irreversible. Based on my analysis, if you were to re-enter our home universe, you would be dead in seconds. What are your orders?
But we have lost the way.